we're going to start a tradition here in Zurich. We're here tonight to have our first ever Women in Industries event. The purpose of this, that's called Building a Better Working World, and we see these type of events as part of our responsibility in carrying out that purpose. The goal is to build a network or a platform for female business leaders and personalities to get together to discuss all of the important topics that we as business people in the community are experiencing and being challenged with. Well, our idea is really, again, not to be a women's event per se when you think of a traditional, to talk about traditional women's issues. So all of the challenges, we can inspire each other, we can, discuss various topics that all companies are facing. But you can also probably see from our panelists and from the list of invitees today, men are also our guests. We want to keep the focus on this togetherness. I'm glad you say that about buzzwords, because for me it's also, sometimes I even hate to use the words. However, to define them individually, I mean, for me diversity is a fact. It's easier to measure. You can measure it with data, you can measure it with statistics. But if you talk about inclusion, this is more of a feeling. And my hope and my belief is that these words will actually become redundant in the future. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we like to look at ourselves as a role model. We're always trying to stay a step ahead. But we at EY are also a learning organization, and we have to really invest in various areas. We're investing a lot in talent, including D&I. We're investing a lot in digital so that we can bring the benefits of our learnings and what we're actually implementing to our clients. Well, I have to say, I'm extremely optimistic, because if you look at the younger generation, they're already growing up in the world that we're all trying to learn to cope with, or at least I'm learning to cope with today. When you think about digitalization and automation, the younger generation are our digital natives. But on the other hand, we also have to think about, educating them as well, because there still are some differences and some different schools of thought. Well, 10 years is a long time, as you know. It's hard to think back of what we were doing 2 years ago, but I think if, to more directly answer the question, I think that companies are clearly learning and changing and, working on their operating models to kind of keep up with the pace and speed of automation and digitalization. But I think on the other side of that too, we have to, as individuals, as organizations, act also responsibly about this, and to responsibly carry out this speed and how we're actually moving forward in these directions. Well, I have advice for all professionals, not even just female professionals, but I would say, always ask for what you want, always work hard, be authentic, stay authentic and true to yourself. I think that it's also important that people are not afraid to take risks or make mistakes, because this is how we learn. And we should always keep in mind that we are in charge of our careers, and everything that we do will influence that part of our career. And also, always smile.